Hey guys, it's come to my attention that there has been a video made about me where it calls my clothing brand a scam and therefore calling me, I guess, a scammer. I'm here today to put those allegations to rest, and I really don't appreciate this video for a couple reasons. First thing is, I don't think this guy did his due diligence when it came to researching this topic. Now, obviously, Retaliation Project has its issues. I've made that very clear myself, okay? I have been extremely open about their struggles of Retaliation Project, and I've also talked about its successes. A lot of people like the clothes. A lot of people have bought the clothes, and a lot of people have had great experiences with fan meetups, with some of our giveaways, with just buying the clothes and rocking them in general. But obviously there has been some issues in terms of people getting the clothes in the time frame that they'd like. Now we have an airtight shipping policy. There has been no fraudulent activity, and I can back this up by the fact that we use Shopify. Now Shopify, if you are caught doing anything fraudulent, it is able to track, monitor your account, and delete you right away. We have been using Shopify now for 2.5 years. We have over 37,000 orders, and I would say less than 1% of that has been negative. But of course, that is actually still a big number. And one bad review or one bad experience is negative. Like I take that personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my clothing brand, and I feel absolutely horrible for anyone who had a bad experience with our brand. And so I just want to go through and talk about, some of the issues, be open and honest about it, and also talk about how I plan to improve these things. Because with any business, 99% of businesses fail. The odds are not in my favor. I'm trying to do something where I build a legacy. I'm trying to do something where I'm able to build something really cool. And you know what? You might think I'm an idiot. I mean, shit. Then I guess my business is going to fail, but no one got fucking scammed. That's for damn sure. I do question the journalistic integrity of this guy specifically. His name's Coach Kolton, and he makes videos, basically hit pieces on other creators, pretty much giving it a clickbait title, and then the content of the video is a lot more, I guess, soft. So he reels you in with a clickbait title and then says some stuff that may or may not be well researched. I know in this case it was not well researched at all. And then he posts it, goes on his merry way. Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to say that, add a little something while I was editing this. You should be very, very weary of people who are trying to blow up on social media. He actually reached out to me July 23rd, 2025. He said, do you post trial reels, then post them on their main if they pop? Basically asking me for advice on Instagram reels. And I gave him, a quick voice note, and he says, I keep seeing them, it's working for sure, right? He's trying to build up his following. He has 2,000 posts and 32,000 followers. I have 600 posts and 400k followers. And I'm not saying I'm like a better creator than him or anything, but he obviously wants it really, really bad. 2,000 posts for this following is, obviously not great. So now he's trying to post stuff that's like inflammatory / defamatory in hopes that he gets some views. Like I said, he didn't do his due diligence, but he's even trying to emulate me and other creators that have done this sort of video where they go to expos and ask people if they're natural or not.
Are you natural or not? Doesn't look like, but not.
So, I've posted similar videos before. Obviously, this guy wants it really, really bad. So I'd just be weary. I also reached out to him saying, hey bro, yesterday I was sent a video you made on me. Not upset about the video, but I'd like to talk on the phone or Zoom, and if you want, you can make content on it. So I want to like live talk to this guy, because I really don't think that he can ever call me a scammer to my face, especially when I'll have the receipts. So, he can ask me something and I can literally pull it up on my laptop or my computer and just show him, and he could see right then and there everything, every receipt. Anytime there's anything weird, I can pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to freaking attack a guy who can't talk back to. Obviously, I can't talk back in the video he's making, and it's easy to spin that narrative. So this guy, Coach Kolton, he has, supplements, he sells TRT, he has a link for TRT, and he also has a course on how to become a fitness influencer. Now, I personally think that's like the cliche of the fucking industry. Oh, I'm jacked. I'm going to teach you how to get jacked and make money with your body.
I'm going to show you how you're going to get a physique that's better than any physique that you've personally seen. And
bro, what? You're calling me a scammer. You're saying you're going to show me how to get a physique that is better than anything I have ever seen. Bro, I've sold coaching packages before. I've never told a kid who's 110 pounds, 5'1", and has terrible genetics that they can look like Ronnie Coleman. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. Like, that is a crazy statement to make, to have someone join your course.
How you can make money with that physique online so you never have to work a 9-to-5 again. Now you might be thinking,
oh my God, so I'm gonna have the best physique that I've ever seen before, and I'll never have to work a 9-to-5 again if I join your course. That's insane, man. Great, sign me up. Like, come on, bro. Can this be any more obvious, bro? That you're literally actually just manipulating people to sell your shit, bro. Coming at my stuff.
Kolton, there's no way that this could possibly ever happen, but...
No, it's not possible that you can coach me to get a physique that is better than anything I've ever seen, even if I take all the steroids in the world.
Our methods work, and they don't just work for a short period of time, they work for a long period of time, and the information we're about to give you within inside of this community is unlike anything you've ever heard before.
Join my secret society of fitness elite masterminds. You've never heard of a calorie deficit before. Alright, he looks pretty good, bro, but is this something like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this in my freaking life?
Or it's going to be a group where we can free you from the 9-to-5 position that you're in. Legitimately, no business coaching scams in this course. You have hours and hours of courses, actually over 100 hours to be exact. You have community members.
So I'm going to sit in this course and I have to, you're basically giving me homework. I have to do 100 hours of sitting there and watching you talk.
We have special guests that are going to come on live when they can and talk about these types of things, from the Trend Twins to even possibly Alex Eubank. Imagine this.
Didn't you make a video shitting on Alex Eubank? The Alex Eubank situation is tough. Togi and Alex Eubank exploiting their fans. Is Alex Eubank losing all fans? And you're inviting him into your course, but you're making videos saying that he's exploiting their fans, but he's famous and it can benefit you in a money context. So you're going to have him in your course because he's a big name. Inside this course, you have 40 hours of exclusive content. But before we had 100 hours, but now we're down to 40 though. But he's asking me for help on trial reels. Okay. And so honestly, I should probably do his course for him. But listen, guys, you're getting a steal here because it's actually over $7,000 in value, but it's reduced to $124 for a limited time. Bro, guys, this is a deal. Yo, it's $7,000 of value, guys. Come on. Coach Kolton, he's here. He's ginger. He's ready. He's got his face tattoo. He's awesome, man. He's got $7,000 of value, but he's going to bring you in for $100. Yo, I have this stick of deodorant. Bro, I'm going to give this to you for $100. But yo, it's $7,000 of value, but it's reduced for a limited time. So you better buy this stick of deodorant for $100. But I don't know. I personally think it's rocks from a glass house because you think a fucking merchandise company is flimsy. How about that? You know, that's my honest opinion. I don't mean anything personal by it. Now, there's a guy called Johnny Bravo, and Johnny Bravo makes similar videos to this Coach Kolton guy. He does, journalistic videos on guys like Wes Watson, things of that nature, where he talks about them, breaks them down, maybe roasts them a little bit, and then, makes people aware of the scams. Johnny Bravo commented on Coach Kolton's video, and then he hit me up. But here was the difference. Coach Kolton did not consult me before he made this video. Now, he doesn't owe me anything, But if he really wanted to get an in-depth perspective, give you guys the truth, give you guys everything, I would have answered any question he had without any sort of like prep time or anything like that. This motherfucker just made the video. Johnny Bravo, he hits me up. I didn't even know Coach Kolton made the video. I was like, boom, I'm ready to answer any question you have. Let's hop on a call. That was the first thing I said. Johnny Bravo was like, oh shit, this kid doesn't have anything to hide, because I don't. I've talked about all this stuff very candidly, openly on podcasts. So to say that, I'm trying to hide something or I'm trying to scam people, it doesn't make any sense. The last thing I'm going to say is we have a shipping policy. Now, I'm going to talk about how we got into some of our precarious situations, but just real quick, I respect your time. You might not want to watch the whole video, but just to hone in the fact that I don't scam. This is not a scam clothing brand. It's so fucking annoying that I have to say this, but it's the fact that, like I said, Shopify platforms us. We have a shipping policy that explains our shipping. We have a refund policy that explains the refund. And every single person who has inquired about a refund, whether deserved or not, we have actually refunded them. Seriously, like, people will hate on us and we still refund them. People will talk shit to me. It's funny, Coach Kolton put a screenshot of me being a smartass to one of like the people who bought Retaliation Project, because this guy hit me up like 90 times and I was just sick of it. So I was like, bro, I was being a bit of a dick. I'll pop up that screenshot. I was being a dick, but I refunded him. I never said in the message I refunded him, but I just went on my computer, I looked up his name. Okay, refund. Okay, I refunded him. Same with the people on the Trust Pilot. The Trust Pilot is absolutely decimated. Obviously, that's a loud minority, because if you think about it, you have 37,000 orders, and let's say 1% of that goes bad. That's still a lot of people who are absolutely furious, and they're definitely gonna leave a negative review. Now think of the last time you left a positive or neutral review. But the thing is, we do our best to make it right with those people. So we'll hit them up, we'll mediate the situation. Hey, would you like an exchange? Hey, would you like a refund? Probably a refund. And they might be disappointed because they really wanted that shirt or that hoodie, but if we just can't get it to them on time or within the time frame that is in the shipping policy, I gotta refund you. Because long term, if you think about it, you can't make a lot of money scamming long term, especially with a clothing brand, because the whole concept of the brand is based around trust. So regardless if I make a bit of money getting someone's order and not sending it out, overall I lose, because I'm an influencer. I have a personal brand. My reputation is everything. I would make way more money if the service was fucking top tier than if the service is fucking shit. So like I said, we're trying to get in a position where our service is just like outstanding, but it takes a lot to get there. And the situation I'm in is pretty unfortunate, but we're going to do everything in our power to make it right. And let me tell you another thing. A lot of these clothing brands that are household names, that are highly esteemed, they were in the same situation as us not too long ago. Clothing brands like Dark Sport, Civil Regime, Young LA, they all have these same fulfillment, shipping issues, maybe quality issues. This is the game in clothing. None of these clothing brands are profitable. I mean, they're able to pay people out, they're able to operate, but they're not profitable. They operate off of credit. So they show the banks or whatever lenders their big revenue. They get, an $1 million loan, and they basically just live off the loans, but they don't make any profit. And those are the ones that don't fail. And let me just restate this, because I just want to make it abundantly clear. I make more money when I do good things. That's how the freaking internet works. There's a lot of distrust with influencers, but this isn't a course. I'm not selling you on a $10,000 high ticket pack. I'm selling $30 shirts. Trust is everything. And if you didn't have the desired experience with Retaliation Project, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I take full responsibility from that, and I don't blame you if you don't want to buy again. All I can do is try my best and make sure that this stuff never happens again. Genuinely, guys, like, I have no ill intent, and that will be abundantly clear by the time I explain the situation. So business is fucking hard, okay? We opened up our doors as a white label drop shipping brand. And we were very open about this because, you know, we didn't have any money to buy stock at first. I do the front end marketing. I have two other owners that do the back end. I don't know about, you know, designing clothes. I don't know about fulfillment. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but that wasn't the deal. My whole role is to get the brand famous, and that's what I did. So I did my job, I guess. The other owners do all the fulfillment. I actually told them 2 years ago, I was like, yo, I can't keep promoting you guys if we're made to order, because I just hated made to order. Made to order is basically when you buy an item on a store and then the company that you buy from sends the order over to China and then they make the shirt or the hoodie or whatever and send it to you. I've bought some made to order stuff myself in the past. I personally don't mind it too much, but I know how it feels to like wait a few weeks for, you know, the hoodie you want or the shirt you want, and it just doesn't have that magic as opposed to when you first bought it. I don't know if that's like an instant gratification issue that I have, but you know, I just wanted people to feel like that. And you know, but at first we couldn't do that. Okay, fine, we're just starting out. Then something happened during our first drop. You know, just us being dumb kids at the time. By the way, I started the brand when I was 20. This was about 2.5 years ago. So we made a bank account when the brand first dropped. And then a month later, we had our first drop and we made some money. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, we go to the bank to wire the money over to China. And the bank's like, hey, you can't send all this money. Look at you, you're fucking 20 years old. What are you doing with all this money? I showed them. I made it on Shopify. Well, Canadian banks, they don't believe in entrepreneurship. That's one thing about Canada. You've asked any Canadian entrepreneur, they'll tell you the same thing. The banks will really, really, like they ask for a lot from businesses for you to do anything, any sort of transaction, acquiring a credit card loan, anything like that. So they basically held our money for a long time. And I've talked about this on the podcast. We were like, fuck, we just got a bunch of credit cards and tried to start paying the manufacturer on credit card until the money freed up. That really spooked us. And we we're like, okay, we're going to make a shipping policy that will protect us from any bad actors. So we made this airtight shipping policy, which I'll show you, and it gets updated all the time because of different things that transpire in the business. So yeah, that was the first thing. Like the bank, you know, spooked us. So we had this airtight shipping policy, and you know that kind of started a little backlog for us. I'd say the backlog was worst of all about a year ago. You know, we just got a new manufacturer because the old manufacturer was too slow, funny enough, and this manufacturer is really quick. And so we send them the money for the orders because we got a new batch of orders. We're sending them, you know, the orders daily, and then we're getting complaints. Hey, the shipping's slow, the shipping's slow. What's happening? The shipping's slow. We go and check, right? It's been a couple months with this manufacturer now. We're like, what? Like, why is it doing this? You know, we just got this new manufacturer. We're sending the orders in every day. We're sending the money. We're seeing the orders go out. What's going on? Guess what they were doing? And I don't know if this was, like I said, I don't do the back end. This was relayed to me. The manufacturer was sending the orders in reverse order. So let's say, just for example, in one day, we get 1,000 orders. You would think, oh, the person who ordered first gets their parcel first. No, they would send the person who ordered last their stuff first. But what ended up happening is they wouldn't be able to fulfill all the same orders on the day. They would get through, let's say out of 1,000, they'd get through 300. Then another 1,000 come. Well, then the last person, right, on the second day gets their order first. So then you have this chunk of people who are the first people to order getting their items last and having to wait super, super long. Or in some cases, not even getting their order. And for those people, we had to do exchanges, refunds, and they fucking hated our guts. But we didn't know because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Obviously, you would want to send the people who ordered first their orders first. But obviously I don't speak fucking Chinese. So I was kind of like, the back end's using fucking Google Translate to communicate. We're thinking, oh, okay, it's all good, you know, but it wasn't, right? And so that's when the backlog started. Then we switched to a Canadian warehouse. We were spooked with, you know, the tariffs that Trump imposed with China and all that stuff. We're thinking, oh, fuck, we're cooked. We're done. So we got a warehouse in Canada. Whoa, big investment. We get the best Canadian manufacturer. Well, guess what? The best Canadian manufacturer was fucking garbage. He gave us some blanks. We really liked those blanks. The blanks that he gave us was not what he produced. We put an order in for something to the tune of like, $50 to $100,000, somewhere around there. And they produce all these shirts. The shirts are dog shit, absolute dog shit. And we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We're down, a shit ton of money, and we're like, fuck, like I don't even want to, send these out because they're ass. But what are we supposed to do? Because we were promised a certain level of quality, but we didn't get it. It's like an impossible puzzle to solve because we basically just gave up money that other people gave us to make the order. We're not sure if we can fulfill it because it doesn't, hold up to the quality standard we have. And we're also on a time crunch because we got to give people these orders. We already have a backlog. So we got to figure this shit out. So it's like fucking taking loans, and then it's like investing, and, from the money I make outside of Retaliation Project into Retaliation Project, and, and all manner of things. And just trying to reconcile with people, giving refunds, exchanges, anything we can. And then to top it off, we even had some of our manufacturers hold money from us. I remember at the time too, that's when I tore my patella. I remember I went into the warehouse with my fucking leg. I'm hobbling around on crutches. I'm going to help our employees pack orders. I'm fucking touching the fabric. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Fucking freaking out, you know what I'm saying? We ended up, fixing the quality, but like we still had that backlog, which is why we have such a disproportionate amount of bad reviews. And it all stemmed from what I mentioned earlier. Luckily, a lot of people have had good experiences, and I even saw some people, defend me in the comment sections or making videos defending me and stuff like that. But it's like, really explain to me how I'm scamming, because I don't pay myself. I don't even talk about how much I make from Retaliation Project anymore in terms of revenue, which is just revenue. It's not how much I actually make. I make $0 from this brand. So explain to me how I'm scamming. I am telling you, I'm not making money. I'm putting money in from my life and my time and from my life to invest into this brand. I'm making $0. People are pissed at me. People are telling me I'm a scammer. I'm losing my trust within the community because you want to say I'm a scammer for your video. And it's like, it's just unfair. It's literally just unfair. You can say I suck at business. You could say my brand is ass. Do not call me a fucking scammer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I sat there and I did all this difficult fucking shit, and I dealt with all this bullshit, and it's just like, man, like I'm getting a little emotional now because it's just like, it's just true, man. It's honestly just true. I get fucked over. You know what I'm saying? With these manufacturers, people giving me their word, miscommunications. Yes, I understand that at the end of the day, it's my fault. But when you call me a scammer, you make it seem like it was my intention. Bro, I'm not making money from this shit, bro. I'm not making money from this shit. You want to talk about I'm a fitness CEO with a big ego? Bro, I have no ego. I have no problem saying I don't make money from this brand anymore. I make money, not from this brand. And I don't talk about making money, and I don't talk about how to teach people how to make money like you do. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, bro. It's weird. I don't know. I'm low-key getting kind of emotional right now, not gonna lie, so I might chill. But it's like, I'm just gonna talk about how I'm gonna aim to improve this. So we never took out too much of like a loan ever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the biggest loan I can possible. What's called a consolidated loan. And as soon as I get that money, I'm going to spend it all right away on all of the backlog. Now, this is extremely risky and it can really fuck me over. But it's all I can do to save the brand. And I just really hope it works, because if it does work, then we're going to have all this backlog cleared up, and then we're going to ship to the quickest manufacturer possible. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out a consolidated loan, wipe out all of the backlog, so no one is waiting for items. And then I am going to try and get the fastest manufacturer possible. Then I'll have a clean slate and everyone will get their items fast. And if it doesn't work because, you know, interest for the brand falls off or something like that, then I'm fucked. I'm down a bunch of money, but it's okay because this is the risk you take in business. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to say I'm really sorry if you had a bad experience with Retaliation Project. I can't stress this enough. Like, I never had that ill intent, bro. Like, when I look at the clothing brand, when I look at what it meant to me, what it represented, it was so much more than money, bro. It was so much more than money. It was genuinely like, it was a reflection of, you know, my vibe, my morals, my aesthetic, the curated aesthetic that I wanted. And when you wore the clothes, you're a part of something. It wasn't about making a fucking buck. There's to me, there's a lot better businesses than a clothing brand, bro. I'm telling you, like, you know, this is not for the faint of heart. Like, if you have a clothing brand, you really need to be passionate about it. And the other thing is, like, I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm gonna shut up. It's literally impossible to scam with a clothing brand because one, we have the shipping policy. Two, you can charge back at your bank if it's fraudulent. So if you don't get an item and you charge back, we'll lose the chargeback. But we win 99% of our chargebacks. It's a stat I can look at. And the reason is because we have our freaking policies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. I hate that I had to address this like this. It's not my thing. I don't like to just talk and be serious. I like to joke around, like I like to have fun, but just don't lie about me, man. That's it. That's it. That's all I ever asked for. Give me a freaking fair shake. I never said you gotta like me. Just don't lie about me, bro. That's it.